Swindle by Steve Cook is a very strong influence effect that may seem like it's just a 50-50 chance trick, but it plays much bigger. Is this right for you? Today we're going to find out. I have two tins, a white tin and a black tin. The white tin is very smooth and shiny. The black tin is a matte finish. They're both very nice tins, but only one of them has the prize. Now, some people go for the white tin because it's a smooth white and that's more of a luxurious color. Some go for the black tin because it's a matte finish and people like matte finish. So, if I had to have you choose, which tin would you like? The black tin, really? Let's open it up. Inside you'll see is a slip of paper folded up, a note that I wrote. And the note says, this is the tin that you will end up with. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, he probably has a note inside of the white tin as well. And if you said that, you'd be correct, because I have a note in here, but it's not just any note. It's a $20 note, and I'm keeping this one. That's what the effect looks like, but it's important to know. Some people think that the effect is just very bad because it's a 50-50 chance effect to the spectator, but that's not the truth. Because you have money on the line, you have high stakes. It's a high stakes trick, and it gets a good reaction because it's very psychologically deceptive, because it'll leave the audience wondering, well, what would you have done if I picked the other tin? And the thing is, that is great, is the audience always ends up holding the tin that doesn't have the prize. So it is, in a sense, a multiple choice effect, a multiple out effect, but the out still ends up with them holding the tin with the note that says this is the tin you'll end up with. They can never end up with the tin that has the money. Now, what do you get? When you purchase this, you'll get a white tin, a black tin, some other supplies that allow you to customize the effect, and the tutorial. You will have to provide whatever you want to put in the metal tins, whether it's money, candy, or paper, how I do it. What is the quality of the gimmick? There's no gimmicks, but everything is well made. When I say there's no gimmicks, you are slightly modifying something, you are slightly customizing something, but there's no moving parts or anything like that. They're strong metal tins, they shouldn't break. And there's really nice contrast that I like that adds to the psychological element to the trick. And it's the quality of the tins. One is a black matte tin, the other is a smooth, shiny white tin. And this is great because you can tie it into the presentation. Whereas this wouldn't be the case if you just had two red Altoid tins and were just performing this. That would be a much weaker effect than using a black and a white tin, honestly. That's what I had noticed because I tried doing this with two coin envelopes and the reaction just wasn't as strong. I think there's a kind of mystery. There's a sense of mystery and there's a sense of intrigue that these two props get, the white and the black tin, which is what I very much enjoy with this routine. How's the tutorial? The tutorial's under 20 minutes long. It's Peter and Harry Nardi. They go through the scripting, how to do this routine, and how to make sure you're completely covered no matter what happens. What are the angles like? This can be performed completely surrounded. Are there any live performances in the tutorial? No, there's not. Is this examinable? This is a multiple outs effect. I won't expose the outs, but both of them are very strong, given the fact that your wording makes it so both, no matter what direction you go, it makes sense, the wording. And I can tell you that no matter the way you go, they always end up, as I said, with the tin containing their piece of paper rather than the one with the money. However, one of the outs takes a little bit of a longer route, if you know what I mean. Although there are no gimmicks per se, the tins still have something that spectators could notice around 50% of the time. So 50% of the time, everything can be thoroughly examined. However, the other 50%, they can still briefly check out the tins. They can be like, oh yeah, there's the money inside, or there's the note inside. They can briefly check out the tins no matter what, but with 50% of the time, so one in every two performances, let's say, The spectator can thoroughly check everything in and out for like as long as they want. But the other 50% of the time, then they can still briefly check it, but I just wouldn't give them the props as long. Let's talk about the difficulty and practicality of this effect. This is dead easy to do. You just need to memorize the scripting and have it down. This is very practical for close-up walk-around magic, but it can even be scaled up to parlor or stage magic if you wanted to. I plan on purchasing a white box and a black box. And if you do that, then you could kind of customize the effect so it would fit the environment you're performing for. And that's what I love. This makes for such a fun opener because it sets a positive tone. You're giving them a chance to win some money. It's kind of funny as well. So yeah, it's a great opener for close-up, parlor, stage. There is also a bit of DIY. You need a bill, a pen, and a piece of paper. It takes about 3 minutes, but it's a one-time setup. And once you're done, once you've written the note down on the piece of paper, folded it up, put it in the tin, you put the money in the other tin, and then you do one more thing, you're set up for life. How much pocket space is required? You have to carry the tins just to perform this effect. And I was reading some of the threads about this on the Magic Cafe. People don't like that you have to carry the tins for this effect because they think the effect's not that good. Here's the thing, and this is my honest opinion. This is a very strong effect. And the fact you're using a white tin and a black tin, there's contrast that adds so much intrigue and it makes it more mysterious, especially at the beginning. So trust me, it is worth carrying this around in your pocket and it gets better reactions than you might think. This also resets instantly. What's the price? This costs $20 US. And I think it's worth the price for the routining. At first, when I got this, I was definitely skeptical. I was thinking, is this very strong? Is it really going to get the reactions they say it is? And trust me, it does. It really is a hidden gem because not too many people perform this or know about this. So you can be the only one who performs this and you can be the only one getting good reactions with this. What are the pros and cons? The pros are this is easy. It can be done surrounded. There's not too much pocket space required. It resets instantly. The angles are perfect. Everything can be briefly examined 100% of the time, and 50% of the time they can thoroughly examine everything. The tutorial's good. The props are high quality. The cons are it can feel like a 50-50 chance if you present it wrong. So if you're just like, pick a tin. Oh, see, I predicted this is the one, and this one has money. If you do it like that and you don't follow Peter Nardi's structuring, then it can certainly feel like a 50-50 chance routine and not get good reactions. So you wanna follow the tutorial closely. Also, there is an out that can take a bit of a longer route to the finish line, but they still always end up with the tin that doesn't have the money. Also, there is DIY required. But what percent am I giving this? I'm giving this a 97%. And I know you're probably thinking, what, such a high score? I'm giving it a high score because I really think that this is an impactful routine. It's something that you can truly do in so many situations, and it can fill time because you can talk about the boxes and add some psychological layering of deception in here. I really love this routine and I highly recommend you all pick it up, and I definitely will be performing it. I have been performing it the past week or so, and it really does get good reactions, much higher than I initially thought. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.